This is everything you need to know about the Air Max 95. If you're rolling up in these,
You get me? I feel like I'm rolling with the man then. What's going on? 95!
What is good, everyone? This is John from the Sole Supplier, and this is everything you need to know about the Air Max 95. This is a silhouette that has deep ties in history with UK streetwear and UK music. Even though it was made in America, it took over a lot of British cities, London included. The 95 preceded the TN series, which is also popular in London, and if you want to check that video out, we've actually covered the silhouette before, so click the I button to see that now. But let's go into a little bit of history on the Air Max 95. First designed in 1995 by Sergio Lozano, it was inspired by human anatomy and erosion within nature, which is two themes we actually see in a couple pairs here today. Lozano really captured the idea of breathing fresh air into Nike's Air Max series, because during that time, they were riding on the success of Michael Jordan's return to basketball. So naturally, Nike wanted to continue the momentum of that by bringing out a fresh new Air Max series. This led to the birth of the iconic Air Max 95 Neon, a gradient black to white silhouette which pioneered design choices which feel a bit mundane now, but they were groundbreaking when this shoe first released. There's so much about this shoe that screams rebellion against the status quo, and that's why it resonates with so many young people and subcultures. The top executives at Nike themselves didn't even like this shoe during the design stages. This is probably the first episode where I'm looking in front of me and every single sneaker just pops as well. When it comes to Air Max sneakers, the 95 is definitely my favorite, with the 97 being a close second. And that was a brief history of the Air Max 95, so let's continue with the review. But first, for your reference at home, the pairs I have in front of me are the Beetroot, Topography, Ironstone, Anatomy of Air, Bayou, and the Move to Zero SC. When it comes to the materials of the Air Max 95, you'll actually be surprised to find out that most of them don't come with genuine leather uppers. As you see in front of me, it usually comes with textile, canvas, or a synthetic leather or suede. The whole upper of the 95 represents the human anatomy of the spine. I can really see it on the back tab of the shoes because it looks like the lower half of your backbone. The area by the laces really look like the rib cage. Then you will find the Nike branding on the tongue, backside of the lateral back tab itself, as well as the TPU arch over here. And as previously mentioned, it comes with a dual air unit, so you'll get one massive one in the heel, as well as the other one in the forefoot, which was unprecedented at the time when this first released. If it had to come down to it, I'd say that these two pairs right here are actually my favorite in the selection we have today, just because it shows off the themes so well. The execution of the pairs come with multiple textures that feel very soft to the touch. I really love the stitching when it comes to the Anatomy pair. One other cool detail is the fact that Anatomy of Air is actually embroidered in the inside of the tongue. In contrast, the Topography pair really encapsulates the idea of erosion within nature, just because the different textures really look like the cliffside or a mountain face. I don't know if you guys see it, but you can definitely feel it. Looking at the other pairs as well, the Ironstone colorway actually looks like a desaturated version of the Neons, but if you're looking for something closest to the OG, I would shout out the Beetroot. It just replaces the overlays with Beetroot Red instead of Volt Green, which is present on the OG. Naturally, if you're someone that looks for more sustainable options, the Move to Zero 95 will be something for you. I really do like the double swoosh they have on the back, as well as the fact that it has a 95 logo different to the Nike Air, which you see on the back tabs of the other shoes. It has like a 95 Move to Zero on it instead, which is a pretty cool design. And we also have a Bayou pair as well, which is coming with clean summer colorways. There is a reel that we have on Instagram right now, so you can check that out for yourself if you want to see more about this pair. And that's my review on it. Knowing that I'm from London, I feel like a 95 is going to be a staple in your collection or rotation. It's just something that you cannot miss out on considering its rich history. When it comes to comfort, I personally feel that the Air Max 95 is one of the most comfortable Air Maxes out there. When it comes to TNs, they're just too narrow for me. 90s and 97s, they're okay, but there's nothing special about them when it comes to comfort. Just like any other Air Maxes though, it might have a little break-in period, so just make sure to wear it a little bit and you should be a-okay once you're 10 toes on these. There is actually a great article written by our very own Jack Aldrich, so shout out to my guy. Make sure you read his article on the Air Max 95 and why criminals lean to this shoe. It's actually a very interesting article, I'm not gonna lie. I can't move on to pricing without mentioning a little story about the 110. Now, when these originally first retailed in the UK, they first released at £110, thus the name 110. There's actually a pretty sick colorway of the 95 which pays homage to the title of the 110 because they use the colorway of the £10 note on the actual upper of the shoe, which is a really great detail for it. Average retail nowadays is at £165, and it could range between £150 to £170, but £165 just doesn't have the same ring to it as 110s. The Bayou in comparison can range from £180 to £200. This is just because of the customization with the premium materials and everything. We actually have a perfect example right here made by Big Boss CMO Dan. Shout out to him on the on-foots. You'll probably see it on your screen right now. When it comes to sizing, I feel you're more than safe to just stay true to size with the Air Max 95. It's not narrow like the TN, so you don't have to half size up. You can do so though if you want more space for your foot. As always, we do have a size guide available on our website, so click the I button now so you can head over there and see what other members of the team are saying about the sizing of the Air Max 95. When it comes to styling, as the famous bar goes, because I roll with my bits in my Nike Air Man black tracksuit, that's what I wear, man. You already know that, especially on this side, I'm just going to be wearing a black tracksuit with these, maybe a black tech fleece. I don't know what activities you get up to, but I'm just going to be wearing something very neutral when it comes to the Air Max 95. It really does depend though, because I feel like with this section, it's a summer popper section. You're going to be wearing shorts, cuffed sweatpants so that you can show off the shoe a little bit more. But on this side, you could definitely pull off like a utility or something where you're wearing boot cuts or you're covering the top half of your sneakers. It's just something where, depending on the style of your shoe, on the colorway, that's how you execute the styling for it. When it comes to the famous collaboration pairs of the Air Max 95, I can think of the Atmos, Carhartt. Kim Jones did a good one a couple of years ago too. The CDG ones, I know the CDG ones mainly because of our boy Lorenzo OG. He makes some sick colorway designs on those, so shout out him. My favorite colorway is actually the Comet Red colorway with the Japanese details behind it. It's inspired by the OG, just with a couple more Japanese iconography. I actually really mess with the upcoming Koi Fish colorway as well, but the release date is still TBC. And if you're looking for pairs where their release date is still TBC, make sure you download the Sole Supplier app, turn on your release reminders so you know when they're coming out, and you'll never miss a drop again. And that was a pretty good roundup of the Air Max 95. Every single pair that I have in front of me is ready to buy, but sizes may vary. We even have a link to the Bayou if you're really interested in that pair as well. I've been John from the Sole Supplier, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. We've done everything you need to know for other iconic silhouettes as well, so make sure to check those out. Hot takes will be somewhere here as well, so make sure to just check out any of our other content, like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate any kind of engagement you guys give us, so we'll see you next time. Till then, peace. Bow, bow, bow. See you next time.